All right, thank you for that, Tracy. And we heard her talking about the staffer that alerted authorities that there was an issue that happened outside of that school using one of those panic buttons. And there had been a lot of conversation about those panic buttons and how important that they were in schools in the event there was ever an active shooter, in the event there was ever a threat to the school. While we haven't seen those used a lot in our area, today is a prime example of where that did come in handy for those staffers who were there at the school, the faculty there at the school, to be able to notify authorities that there had been an issue and that there potentially was a threat.
And
Let's go over to the next one.
We have just learned a suspect is now in custody after a woman was shot and killed outside Palmetto Elementary School.
we first broke this story for you on 11 Alive Plus, and we've been streaming the latest updates all day. And just in the last 30 minutes, Fulton County Schools Police confirmed that this is the shooting suspect, Christopher Ates. He was arrested in Houston County, about 2 hours south of Atlanta. Marissa Sarback joining us live from outside of that school. Marissa, what are you hearing from the district?
Jennifer, Ron, we have also learned that this was a domestic dispute incident that they say spilled over onto school grounds. Now, we don't know who the victim is yet, but we do know that shooting happened here just steps outside the front of Palmetto Elementary School earlier today. Now, take a look. This is footage from those more than 500 elementary schoolers being evacuated by bus and escorted by law enforcement around noon today. That was to Bear Creek Middle School after officials believed it was finally safe to transport them. The district tells us all kids are safe. They've been picked up by their parents from that nearby middle school, or they were brought home by bus after that evacuation. We actually spoke with some of those parents at the evacuation area. Take a listen.
I didn't know what was going on. When they told us it was a shooting, they just said it was a shooting. They didn't say it was in the parking lot. They didn't say nothing. We didn't know if they was in there. We didn't know nothing. I was scared. I don't know. These
I don't know what was going on, but obviously that's not my type of carrying on. I just want these kids to be safe, in the environment or whatnot, and they have to do better. That's how I feel.
A very scary situation for so many of the families that were here at Palmetto Elementary School earlier today and couldn't reach their kids, and for those who went to Bear Creek Middle School to pick up their children. Now, we also just received a copy of the principal's letter that went out to all of those families at the end of the day today. They detailed that domestic dispute, also saying that there will be school tomorrow for the kids that attend Palmetto Elementary. There will, however, be resources and counselors there for any of them that need to talk. Reporting live in Fulton County, Marissa Sarback for 11 Alive News.
I've said this plenty of times. You have to be careful who you get into an intimate relationship with, men and women. Let's go over into this next video.
Telling parents who, it's totally their instinct. Something like this happens, go to where your kids are. Go to the school. Law enforcement on scene has to ask parents to stay back, to let the first responders have the space they need to make sure that everybody is safe. I think we're getting the thumbs up here. We do have part of your interview, Marissa. We're going to play that right now.
It makes me feel better. Yeah, I do feel a little bit better.
So your next move is to go to Bear Creek?
Oh yeah, yep.
So scoot back to your truck and then
Yes,
I'll go
definitely.
all right. What would you want? I mean, like knowing that this happened though.
More security. This is Fulton County. Even in Cobb County, more security. Like when something like this happens, we're all blocked off. All the parents can't even get to our kids. So now I'm like nervous. I can't even think straight. So.
How did you hear this news?
Through my email.
Your email. What did the email say, if you don't mind?
It just was saying that the school was on lockdown, and it didn't give me any information or anything like why. And then that's when I looked on the Nextdoor app, and it was on there.
And what time did you get that email?
About 20 minutes ago. So when did this happen?
I mean, I think they were waiting to see what was happening before they sent out any communication.
Okay. And you have a kid in the school?
Yes.
What grade?
First.
Grade. So you jumped on your e-bike? Tell us about that.
I'm not playing. Yeah, about mine. So, yeah, I couldn't fit my truck through there.
Were you able to go in front of the school and take a look and see anything at all?
No, that's what I was headed to do.
that I got stopped. Yeah.
What goes through your head when you get an email like that?
And you can see that mom was stopped exactly where we were stopped. So she couldn't get any further. At that point, she didn't know the school was on lockdown from that email she says she received from the district. But you can just kind of hear her processing that with us, of realizing that she sent her children or her child off to school this morning, like so many other parents, about 500 kids here in the school when this happened this morning. And just a fear takes over, and you don't know what's going on, and you can't get to the school to pick up your child. You're told by the district and by law enforcement the school's under lockdown, but you can't come forward. You can't get any closer. So a really difficult situation.
Now here's a question: should the school give more information in their initial email that they sent out, or would that cause too much of a panic? Or are they entitled to even give more? Well, I think they are entitled to give more information eventually, but should it be right away that they give all the information of what happened? Let's go over into the AI breakdown just to see if we missed anything. So on February 10th, Ebony Anderson, 34, was shot and killed outside of Palmetto Elementary School in Palmetto, Georgia. The incident occurred near the school's front entrance, triggered a hard lockdown, and the subsequent evacuation of more than 550 students to a nearby middle school. So Ebony was a parent of a student in Fulton County School District, though her child did not attend Palmetto Elementary. Police arrested Christopher Atlas, I think that's how you say Addis, 39, in a Houston County following a high-speed chase and a vehicle crash. He's facing charges including cruelty to children and reckless driving, with an additional murder warrant expected. According to the letter sent to the families by the principal, law enforcement believes the shooting stemmed from a domestic dispute. No student or staff member were physically harmed during the shooting, and the school resumed classes the following day with increased security and counseling support for the community. Now, it's a crazy situation, and it all stems from most likely a domestic dispute. You got to be careful who you involve yourself with. That's the main point of this. You have to be careful. Luckily, no one was hurt. Luckily, no student was hurt. But this can happen anywhere, schools, and people do not care. So now let me know your thoughts on that situation, y'all. Let me know if you disagree with anything I said. Yeah, be careful. That's at the end of the day, just be careful. Because everybody doesn't have your best interest at heart. Now we're going to pivot over into the last topic we're going to be discussing today, where we're going to go over